The Forbidden Zone. The human fleet drifted silently at the edge of Terran space, the stars around them cold and distant, the darkness deep and endless. Captain Jaren stood on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the holographic map that showed the Forbidden Zone, a place the Empire had declared off limits for centuries. The Empire called it dangerous, cursed, and beyond human reach. Yet the signals coming from inside the zone were unlike anything they had ever seen. Strange pulses of energy, patterns that hinted at technology older than any recorded history. The human scientists were excited, whispering theories of hidden weapons, lost civilizations, or secrets the Empire had long tried to hide. But the Empire had sent a warning fleet years ago to anyone who dared enter. The warning was simple: stay away or die. Jaren's mind was torn. Following the Empire's rules meant safety, but curiosity gnawed at him. The signals spoke of discovery, of knowledge, of something humans could not ignore. He turned to his young pilot, Lyra, whose eyes sparkled with determination. "Captain, we cannot just wait. We have to see what is out there," she said, her voice firm. "Humans cannot live forever in fear. If the Empire fears it, maybe it is meant for us." The bridge fell silent. Tension thick in the air. Crew members exchanged nervous glances. The Empire was merciless, their fleets fast and deadly. Yet the thrill of discovery pushed them forward. They knew the Empire would not forgive defiance. But humans were not used to bowing to threats. Their history was full of rebellion, of survival against impossible odds, and this moment felt like another test, one that could change the fate of Terran space forever. The first scout ships entered the Forbidden Zone, weaving through asteroid fields and dark clouds of cosmic dust. Sensors picked up anomalies, strange energy readings, and structures that seemed almost alive. The Empire had forbidden these areas for a reason, and the humans were about to find out why. Yet excitement and fear mixed together. The unknown called them like a distant drumbeat. Relentless and hypnotic, Lyra's ship darted ahead. Faster than the sensors could track, she reached a massive structure partially buried in the shadows of an asteroid. Ancient metal, corroded by centuries yet untouched by time. She radioed back to Jaren. "Captain, you need to see this. It is enormous. Maybe older than any Empire record. Maybe it is Terran origin." Jaren's heart raced. This was more than a discovery, it was a statement. Humans were here in the place the Empire said was forbidden, and already the Empire would notice. The communications console beeped. A warning, short and sharp. The Empire had detected them. Their fleet was on high alert. "They will not forgive this," the communications officer whispered, fear threading through her words. Yet the humans pressed on, guided by curiosity, courage, and the faint thrill of defiance. Inside the structure, scouts found halls lined with strange markings glowing faintly, doors that seemed sealed for centuries, and energy pulses that hummed with life. Lyra explored cautiously, each step echoing in the silent corridors. The crew outside waited anxiously, knowing that every second spent here was a gamble. The Empire's ships could arrive any moment, and there was no backup, no safe retreat. Humans were alone against the galaxy's most powerful authority, yet none turned back, none wavered. Curiosity burned brighter than fear. Then came the first attack. Warning: the Empire's fleet appeared on sensors, huge and imposing, shining metal. Weapons ready. The commander's voice filled the bridge. "Human vessels in forbidden space, retreat immediately or be destroyed." But Jaren did not move. He knew retreat meant giving up, letting the Empire's arrogance control them. "Prepare defense. Formations," he ordered, his voice steady but low. "We will not leave until we understand what we found." Lyra's eyes widened, her hand steady on the controls. She felt the first fire from the Empire's long-range weapons, massive beams of energy streaking through space. The fleet shook, shields flashing, alarms blaring. Humans had faced danger before, but never from a power like this. The Empire's pride and vanity made them overconfident, and that overconfidence could be turned to advantage. Jaren's mind raced, strategies forming. Every maneuver had to be perfect, every decision critical, because here in the Forbidden Zone a single mistake would mean death. Yet humans had one advantage: intelligence, courage, and the unwillingness to surrender. The first part of the Forbidden Zone was a warning, a test, and a promise. A promise that humans would not bow to fear, a test that would shape the destiny of Terran space, and a warning to the Empire that underestimating humans could cost them everything. For even in the shadows, among ruins of ancient power, humanity's spirit burned bright, unyielding, ready to defy the stars themselves. And so the humans stood at the edge of the unknown, ready to step further into the Forbidden Zone, ready to challenge the Empire, and ready to prove that curiosity, courage, and defiance could conquer even the most impossible odds. The Empire's pride. The Empire's fleets moved like shadows across the stars, massive warships gleaming with deadly precision, their weapons charged, their sensors scanning every corner of Terran space. They had never seen humans defy them like this. Their pride burned hotter than any engine. Their generals laughed at the thought that a few human ships could survive in forbidden space, yet that very arrogance would soon blind them. On the human fleet, Captain Terran watched the enemy movement carefully, his fingers brushing the control panels, eyes sharp, calculating, every second precious. Every wrong move could mean destruction. "They think us weak," he murmured, "but we are far stronger than they believe." The crew held their breath, tension thick in the air, alarms blaring as the Empire's scanning beams passed over them like invisible knives, probing for weaknesses, waiting for an excuse to strike. Lyra piloted her scout ship through narrow asteroid, tunnels weaving around jagged rocks. Her ship small but agile, faster than the Empire's sensors could track. She relayed information back to the fleet. "They are dividing forces, scanning in patterns, overconfident. They do not see the traps," she said, voice steady, excitement and fear fighting inside her. The humans had to exploit this pride, or they would die. Suddenly, a pulse of energy surged from the ancient structure they had discovered. Lights flickering across the fleet's consoles, shields momentarily spiking. A strange hum vibrating through the hulls. Even the Empire's scanners could not understand it. And for the first time, the humans gained an advantage, a clue, a weapon hidden in time. Itself, Terran smiled grimly. "The Empire fears nothing, yet they do not know fear," he said. "And that is our power." The Empire's admiral, a man whose ego matched the size of his fleet, barked orders through the comm channels. "Destroy them. These humans are an insult to our glory. Their defiance will not go unpunished." His voice echoed across the void. Proud and arrogant, convinced victory was inevitable, but pride, he did not realize, was a dangerous enemy, one that blinds the strongest, one that turns strength into weakness. Lyra's ship slipped through a dense nebula, sensors flickering, hiding from the Empire's watchful eyes. She discovered a hidden canyon of asteroids that could serve as cover. She relayed the coordinates. "Captain, if we position here, they will not see us, and we can strike first." Her excitement barely contained. The humans prepared to turn the tables, using intelligence and speed, exploiting the Empire's vanity, showing once again that arrogance is the first step to defeat. Suddenly, alarm screamed. The Empire had detected Lyra. A destroyer ship pivoted, weapons ready to fire, but years of experience in maneuvering saved her. Engines screaming, she dodged blasts, weaving through asteroids with precision. Every move calculated. The humans were not reckless. They were disciplined, focused, and unpredictable, traits the Empire could not understand, and that unpredictability became a weapon itself. On the fleet's bridge, Captain Terran issued a daring order. "We split into two groups. One draws their attention, the other moves to the ancient structure. We must unlock its secrets before the Empire destroys it." Crew members hesitated, fear flashing across their faces. The Empire was relentless, massive, unstoppable, or so it seemed. But humans thrived on courage when others faltered, and their minds were sharper than any machine. The Empire advanced, confidence in their eyes, unaware that the humans had already turned the battlefield into a trap. Lyra's scouts guided the fleet through asteroid corridors, hiding, striking, then vanishing, leaving the Empire confused, angry, and impatient. The more the Empire attacked, the more mistakes they made, blinded by pride, each misstep drawing them closer to disaster. Then came the first true test. The Empire's flagship moved directly toward the human fleet, weapons charged, a symbol of invincibility. Yet the humans, small and clever, exploited a hidden gravitational field from the ancient ruins. Energy pulses redirected the flagship's targeting systems, massive beams of fire missing by seconds, alarms blaring aboard the Empire ship, confusion spreading like wildfire. The humans smiled quietly. Victory was not yet complete, but the first crack in the Empire's pride had appeared. As the dust of space battles settled for a moment, both sides paused. The humans knew the Empire would escalate, would not forgive this defiance, and the Empire knew that humans had done the impossible, surviving where none could, defying their pride and strength. And in that silent pause, a dangerous game began, one where intelligence, courage, and cunning mattered more than size or weapons, a game that could determine the fate of Terran space itself. And so humans pressed forward, hearts pounding, minds racing, knowing the Empire's pride would be their greatest enemy, yet also their greatest advantage. For in arrogance lies vulnerability, and in courage lies victory. The first sparks of hope shone bright, and the Forbidden Zone was only the beginning of a battle that would echo across the stars. Clash of vanity, the Empire's flagship blazed across the stars, massive and shining, weapons charged, arrogance written in every metal curve. Its commanders laughed, confident the humans could never outsmart them. The humans were few, their ships small, fragile. But pride? They underestimated pride. The Empire's pride was a trap waiting to be sprung. Captain Jaren stood on the bridge, eyes scanning the battlefield. The ancient structure they had discovered now glowing faintly, energy pulses flowing through the fleet's shields. It was a power they did not fully understand yet, but one thing was certain. Humans had a chance if they acted wisely, if they were clever, if they stayed united, even against the mightiest enemy in the galaxy. Lyra led a group of scout ships, weaving through asteroid canyons, their engines silent but deadly. Every move calculated, every turn precise. The Empire's fleet fired blindly, massive beams slicing through space, but humans vanished like shadows, striking from unexpected angles, exploiting gaps, using speed and cunning rather than brute force. The Empire's admiral roared over the comms, "These humans are vermin. Destroy them. Crush them. Show them the cost of defiance." But his commands were rushed, chaotic, and pride clouded his judgment. He underestimated how humans think, how humans adapt, how humans survive in impossible conditions, and that underestimation would cost him dearly. Jaren watched as the Empire's flagship advanced, overconfident, and then he saw it, a narrow gap between two massive asteroids, just wide enough for a small strike team, just wide enough for humans to outmaneuver a superweapon. He grinned. "Prepare for the strike," he ordered. "Timing is everything. Wait for the moment, then hit hard." Lyra's scouts darted forward, almost invisible against the dark backdrop of stars and asteroids. Their mission dangerous, almost suicidal. But they knew what was at stake. The Empire's pride had made them careless, and humans would exploit every misstep. They were not strong in numbers, but they were unstoppable in will, courage, and intelligence. The first salvo hit. The humans had predicted the Empire's firing patterns. They dodged, then struck back, targeting weak points in the flagship's shields. Lasers slicing through armor, explosions lighting the darkness like distant suns. Alarms blared aboard the Empire's vessels, confusion spreading like wildfire, pride now becoming panic. The Empire's generals argued, pointing fingers, blaming each other. "Why did we allow this?" One shouted. "How did humans survive?" Another roared, their unity shattered by overconfidence. Humans watched silently, hearts racing, knowing that the smallest distraction could change the outcome. The Empire's vanity was collapsing under the pressure of human cunning. Inside the ancient structure, energy pulses intensified, reacting to the humans' presence. Lights flickering, hallways vibrating, the technology responding as if alive, amplifying shields, guiding ships, giving humans an edge. The Empire could not understand it, and that made it even more dangerous for them, pride and arrogance blinding even the greatest minds. Lyra's ship fired a precise shot, hitting the flagship's weapon systems, massive energy beams cutting off midstream, shields faltering. The Empire's fleet staggered, unsure of what had happened, their arrogance now turning into fear, confusion, and anger, a deadly combination that humans would exploit again and again. Jaren watched as humans moved like shadows, striking where the Empire least expected, each ship knowing their role, every maneuver perfectly timed. The clash of tactics versus arrogance had begun, and it was not just a battle of firepower, it was a battle of minds, courage, and cunning, where the Empire's vanity was their greatest weakness. Suddenly, a massive explosion rocked the flagship, fire spreading across its hull. The Admiral screamed orders, but pride had made him slow, indecisive, and humans pressed forward, striking again and again, showing that size, power, and reputation mean nothing when faced with courage, unity, and intelligence. And in the heart of the Forbidden Zone, the humans proved it. As the dust of battle floated in the void, humans celebrated small victories, shields repaired, ships repositioned, eyes burning with determination. But the Empire's pride was not defeated yet. It would strike again, and the humans knew the next clash would be even deadlier. Yet they were ready, hearts full of courage, minds sharp, and spirits unyielding. For they had learned that vanity could be broken, and when it breaks, even the mighty fall. The Forbidden Zone had become a proving ground, a battlefield of wits, courage, and heart, and humans, small but fearless, had begun to turn the tide, showing the galaxy that arrogance, no matter how vast, can never stand against intelligence, unity, and the human spirit, and that the clash of vanity had only just begun. The Empire falls. The void of Terran space shivered with tension. Massive warships of the Empire scattered like ants under invisible flames, pride shattered, confusion rampant, and humans, small but fearless, pressed their advantage, every ship moving as one, calculated, relentless, unpredictable. The Forbidden Zone had become a battlefield where arrogance met courage, where vanity met strategy, and the Empire had begun to crumble. Captain Jaren stood on the bridge of his flagship, eyes sharp, voice calm, yet filled with steel. They are blinded by pride. They do not see our strength. Every misstep they make, we strike, and we will not stop, he said. The crew tense, hearts pounding but ready, each knowing that courage and intelligence were more powerful than size or firepower. Lyra's scout fleet darted through asteroid tunnels, the shadows hiding them from the Empire's sensors. Her voice calm in comms. We move to the flank. They are exposed. Strike now, but stay precise. Every word measured, every order perfect. For humans had learned patience, cunning, and timing, the weapons that the Empire's pride could not defend against. On the Empire's flagship, alarms blared. Massive sections of armor cracked under focused human fire, energy shields flickering, weapon systems offline, and the Admiral, a man whose arrogance had once made him untouchable, screamed orders. But panic had taken hold, pride now, fueling desperation, and desperation always leads to mistakes. The humans split into multiple groups, feints and ambushes, each move unpredictable, every maneuver calculated, exploiting the Empire's overconfidence. Every laser blast, every pulse of energy striking with precision, shaking the mighty warships, leaving scars in their armor, leaving cracks in their pride, leaving doubt in their minds. From the ancient structure, energy pulses surged, guiding human weapons, amplifying shields, and subtly influencing the battlefield. As if the ruins themselves had chosen humanity as their champions, the Empire's fleet fired blindly, unaware that every beam they wasted strengthened the humans' resolve, every misfire deepening their own defeat. Then came the decisive moment. The Empire's flagship, massive and gleaming, attempted a full, frontal strike, overconfidence in every movement, pride in every command. Captain Jaren gave the order, hold, wait. Now, in unison, human ships struck, beams slicing through critical systems, shields collapsing, engines failing, explosions ripping across the hull. The Empire's pride turned to fire, to smoke, to chaos. Lyra's team targeted the command bridge, the heart of the Empire's power, missiles striking in perfect timing. The bridge engulfed in flames, and the admiral, once untouchable, screamed, rage and fear mixing, as human ingenuity and courage destroyed what arrogance had built, proving that vanity is a sword that always cuts the wielder first. Across the battlefield, smaller Empire ships faltered. Some surrendered, others fled, unable to comprehend how a few humans, small and underestimated, could topple what pride had made them believe indestructible. And yet, victory was not without sacrifice. Human ships burned, crew members lost, but every loss strengthened resolve, every scar a testament to courage. The ancient structure glowed brighter, responding to human defiance, energy surging, as if rewarding bravery, as if declaring that intelligence, courage, and unity could conquer even the mightiest of enemies. Captain Terran smiled grimly. "We are not just surviving. We are proving that the proud fall and the brave rise," he said, eyes scanning the remnants of the Empire's fleet, the void filled with silence punctuated by distant fires. The Empire, broken, the humans victorious yet wary of what the galaxy would bring next. As the dust settled, humans regrouped, ships damaged but spirits unbroken, crew members looking at one another knowing that courage and intelligence had triumphed over vanity and brute force. But the galaxy was still dangerous, the Empire still vast, pride still a weapon of destruction, and humanity had proven only one thing: the mighty may fall, but the clever, brave, and united will endure, and Terran space would never again be the same. The Forbidden Zone, once a trap, now stood as a symbol of defiance, of strategy, of courage, and humanity had claimed it not by strength, but by heart, by wit, by unity, proving that arrogance, no matter how vast, can crumble before those who refuse to bow, and the Empire's fall was only the beginning of a story that the galaxy would never forget. Rise of humanity. The stars above Terran space glimmered with tension, ships drifting silently, the Empire scattered and humiliated, yet pride is hard to kill. Captain Terran stood on the bridge of his flagship looking at the remnants of the enemy fleet, eyes sharp, voice calm but steady. "They will not surrender. Pride dies hard. We must be ready for everything," he said, the crew nodding, hearts racing, knowing the final challenge was coming. Lyra guided the scouts through asteroid corridors, moving with silence, patience, precision. "Watch for traps," she warned. "They are desperate now. Every move they make will be deadly, but predictable if we stay sharp." Human ships moved like shadows, small but agile, united, every crew member knowing that the galaxy was watching, that this moment would define their place in history. From the dark edge of Terran space, the Empire's hidden fleet emerged, massive, weapons glowing, pride now mixed with fury, desperation guiding their actions, their flagship larger than ever, ancient tech powering their engines. And for a moment, the humans paused, sensing the storm coming, knowing this was the final trial. The first shots rang out, silence shattered by explosions, lasers cutting through space, the void alive with fire, humans dodging, weaving, striking precisely, exploiting the Empire's overconfidence. The clash was not just of ships, but of minds, of strategies, of courage, where every decision meant life or death. Captain Terran took command, his voice calm yet firm. "Divide and surround. Force them to fight themselves. Watch their pride crumble," he ordered, and humans moved like water, flowing around obstacles, striking weak points, vanishing before the Empire could respond, proving again that cunning beats brute force and unity beats arrogance. Lyra's scouts found the enemy flagship's weak spots, the bridge exposed, shields faltering under precise attacks, missiles fired silently, hitting with deadly accuracy, explosions erupting, sending shockwaves across the fleet. The Empire's admirals screamed, pride turning to panic, their unity broken, chaos spreading like wildfire. But the Empire had one final weapon, hidden in the shadows. A massive ship, ancient and deadly, capable of destroying entire fleets in moments. It emerged suddenly, engines roaring, beams lighting the darkness, and the humans froze, knowing that their greatest test had arrived. Yet courage burned brighter than fear. Terran's mind raced. "We cannot let this destroy us. Split their focus. Use their pride against them. Strike now, he commanded. Human ships moved with precision, luring the ancient ship into a trap. Feints, decoys, sudden attacks, all calculated, every move risky, but necessary. The final confrontation was brutal. Beams clashing, shields failing, explosions lighting the void like distant suns. Every ship tested, every crew member fighting, every heartbeat precious. But humans would not falter. Lyra's team struck the final blow, exploiting a flaw in the ancient ship's design. A strike so precise it split the flagship's hull, sending it drifting, crippled, pride shattered. The Empire's fleet scattered, morale broken, their final weapon destroyed by those they had once mocked. And in that silence, humans breathed, knowing they had not just survived, they had triumphed. Terran space was free, not through size, not through power, but through courage, intelligence, unity, and heart. Captain Jaren looked out at the stars, ships battered but unbroken, crew alive and determined, and whispered, "This is only the beginning. Humanity will rise, and no vanity, no arrogance, no empire will ever control our fate again." The Forbidden Zone, once a trap, now stood as a monument, a symbol of human will, a warning to all who underestimated courage over pride. As the fleet regrouped, humans celebrated quietly, knowing the galaxy would hear of their defiance, the Empire's fall, a lesson carved in the stars. Vanity destroyed, intelligence victorious, courage honored, and the rise of humanity complete, showing that even in the darkest corners of space, the human spirit shines brightest. The battle was over, but the legend had begun, whispers across the galaxy telling of small humans defying the mightiest empire, proving that pride is fragile, courage unbreakable, and unity unstoppable, and that Terran space would never again belong to arrogance alone.